There's a crushing weight sitting on the chest of every ambitious founder, every relentless investor, every professional who burns with a hunger to not just survive, but dominate, to leave a dent so deep it echoes long after they're gone. It's that gnawing frustration where every playbook feels old, every strategy recycled, every next big thing just another mirage in a desert of overpromises. The market's tougher, competition's sharper, the margin for error non-existent. The truth? The old advantages, the shortcuts, the tricks, they're disappearing. Access to capital is no longer a magic ticket. Connections and networks are cluttered with noise and echoes. Technology levels out. Platforms flatten. Everyone has the same tools. The game changes, and you're asking yourself, in a world where everyone's reaching for the same win, where does the edge come from now? What's left after talent, money, and tools? This isn't just a question. It's a crisis stacked inside the minds of the boldest people on the planet. And the answer? The last advantage left, the wild card still in the deck, isn't a new market or a fresh tech innovation. It's personal development, deep, relentless, unforgiving personal growth. It's the fire burning beneath the skin that no competitor can replicate or steal because it's forged inside the soul, shaped by discipline, tempered with pain, and polished with fierce self-awareness. This, right here, is the arena nobody dares to lead in. Not because it's easy, but because it's brutal. No flashy courses, no overnight hacks, no shortcuts. It's daily confronting the mirror and seeing everything that's broken, everything that's weak, everything that holds you back, and then stepping forward anyway. The world keeps building systems to corral talent, to standardize brilliance into disposable, manageable pieces. Schools pump out graduates trained to follow. Corporations train employees to fit in boxes. Even many startups are just performance factories. But the rarest, most disruptive leaders are those who smash that mold. They don't just accept the rules, they rewrite their own. And this rewriting begins inside. True growth means ripping apart your fears, your ego, your excuses, until there's only your undiluted will left. It doesn't happen because you want it. It happens because you refuse to accept anything less. Look closely. The most successful founders, investors, leaders are not those with the biggest head start. They're the ones wired different, obsessive about becoming more than who they were yesterday. They read voraciously, not because they need to, but because their minds itch for shape and structure beyond the obvious. They practice self-reflection, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. They build rituals that sharpen their focus, build their resilience, and challenge their weaknesses. This is not soft fluff from a self-help book. This is the engine powering every breakthrough, every pivot, every rise from the ashes. Because when the external world flattens, the only thing left to create an exponential gap is the internal world. The way you see yourself. The way you think when the cameras aren't rolling and nobody's watching. The grit you summon when your back hits the wall. The way you rewire your brain to think bigger, to move faster, to feel less fear, and trust nothing but relentless execution. Here's the brutal truth. No one's going to hand you this advantage. No investor, no mentor, no government, no market condition. This is an advantage you forge in silence and solitude, out of raw guts, out of burning desire. It's in the tiny decisions, waking up early when your body screams for more sleep, diving into discomfort when every cell screams for ease, cutting toxic ties even when it isolates you, building mental muscle you didn't even know you had. Most people run from this, settling for convenient lies, because growth is painful and slow and lonely. But the few who embrace it, they don't just survive, they redefine what's possible. And here's something barely anyone admits. They don't do it because the world is fair or because they have it easy. They do it because they know the system itself is designed to kill that spark. It lures you with comfort, rewards mediocrity, and punishes anything that burns too bright. That's why even the sharpest minds feel trapped, frustrated, misunderstood. Because this world, it glorifies specialization, but hates transformation. It favors the steady, but fears the radical. It builds walls around creativity and calls that order. But those walls, Those systems, they are just illusions. They don't hold the truly unstoppable. Because personal development is the key that blows every door off the hinges. This is what nobody else talks about, yet it's the single biggest force available to those willing to burn their old selves to ashes and rise as something new. You want to innovate? Start by innovating you. You want better clarity? Cut the noise inside your mind before seeking it outside. You want resilience in the face of market collapse? Build iron-strong mental habits that refuse to break. You want real leadership? It begins with mastering yourself, your reactions, your emotions, your focus, your time. This is the path into uncharted territory where few dare to tread because it demands what most aren't willing to give. Relentless discipline, constant learning, ruthless honesty, and an unbreakable commitment to growth. It's wild to realize that in the loud chaos of the modern world, the fiercest rebellion is simply this: becoming a better version of yourself every single day. No grand announcements, no mass movements, just silent evolution. Because as you grow, you become a force the market hasn't priced in, a force the system can't predict or control. Your decisions get sharper, your vision stretches wider. Your energy becomes a signal that attracts others like you, other rare minds who get it and want to raise the stakes together. This is where real alliances form, not on LinkedIn profiles or flashy presentations, but in shared commitment to becoming more. It's an invisible network, a collective of individuals who reject the status quo, not just in business, but in life. People who know that, to reshape the future, you need to start by reshaping yourself. Now imagine this advantage as not just a personal journey, but a movement. Imagine a network, raw, exclusive, fiercely selective, that binds those rare few who refuse to be boxed in. A network built not on popularity, but on essence, on fire, on unshakable sovereignty. A place where rules aren't followed but questioned, where patience isn't weakness but strategy, where transformation is constant and being comfortable is seen as the enemy. This isn't a utopia. This isn't easy. This is real power, manifested through individual excellence, relentlessly refined. And the world needs it now more than ever, because the structures in place are collapsing under their own weight. Noise is at an all-time high, progress at a standstill, and mediocrity reigning. Only those say no to the comfort of the crowd, and yes to the pain and power of growth, will rise. This power doesn't come from loud declarations or quick fixes. It comes from ruthless self-honesty, from being critical of every assumption about yourself and the world, from shedding every limit, every narrative handed down to you since birth about what you can't do. When the world screams, "Play it safe," the last advantage demands you scream back, "I'll burn to the ground before I play small." This means embracing discomfort, not as a punishment, but a signal that you're evolving. It means ruthlessly cutting away distractions, the meaningless chatter, the doubt sown by outsiders, and planting deep roots in what matters to your growth. And what matters most? Your will, your vision, your relentless refusal to accept second best. To those leaders watching right now, this is your call to arms. The last advantage is not some far-off concept. It's bleeding under your skin right now. It's the fight you didn't know you were missing, until you face the fierce truth that nothing external will save you if your internal armor isn't forged. It's the hunger to become more than a product of your environment, more than a player in the game, but a game changer. And that hunger? It's contagious. It's unstoppable. It's the only thing left that can guarantee success in a world designed to numb and average out greatness. So stop waiting for permission. Stop asking if the timing is right. Start tearing down who you were yesterday and building who you need to be tomorrow. Push harder into the edge of your limits. Read more than you ever thought necessary. Build habits that terrify your comfort zone. Find the few who burn the same fire as you and bond with them like your future depends on it, because it does. This isn't just self-improvement. It's the revolution waiting inside you, the true source of unstoppable power, fierce freedom, and legacy that no system can confiscate. Here's the secret no one else dares to tell you. In the war for your future, Your personal growth isn't just an advantage, it's the last weapon standing, the last light breaking through the darkness of imitation and mediocrity. Own it, live it, become it, and watch as the world bends, moves, and finally breaks in the face of your relentless becoming.